Tonight, we have another wonderful story by Indtekina, or better known on Reddit as Usycho 8460. I'm crouched under the table, Ethan's blood soaking into my jeans. It's warm, sticky, metallic. I don't know how I ended up in this situation. Trembling, breath caught in my throat, eyes fixed on the body next to me. I peeked once, just once, and his eyes were still open, staring, mortified. And now I can't stop seeing them. This was supposed to be a fun sleepover. Jake called me this morning at 8 a.m., his voice crackling like static. But something was off. Not nervous, just empty. Like he was reading from a script. "Come to my uncle's place, we'll have a blast," he said. I ignored it, laughed it off. Stupid. When I arrived, the house loomed ahead, a monstrous silhouette against the dim twilight, its windows glowing like dull, jaundiced eyes. The jungle pressed in around it, leaves whispering in the wind, the air thick with the damp scent of earth and something else, something waiting. Beautiful, but wrong. A man in a crisp suit swung the door open before I could knock. "You must be Jake's friend," he said, his smile stretching a little too wide. His voice as smooth as polished wood. "Come on in." His eyes didn't match his cheer, though. They were dark, unblinking, like a doll's. I stepped inside, the floorboards groaning under my weight. "Your friends are on the second floor," he said, gesturing towards the staircase with a gloved hand. "You're the last one here." I forced a laugh. "Oh well, I've got a great track record of being late." His smile vanished. "Being late shouldn't be a flex," he said, cold and sharp. The air turned heavier, like the house itself was holding its breath. And without another word, he pointed up the stairs and said, "Second floor, then lift." I followed him deeper into the mansion, the flickering yellowish light casting long, wavering shadows across the walls. It felt like stepping into an old painting, the kind where the air smells of aged wood and candle wax, where every creak of the floorboards whispered of forgotten memories. And for a moment, the grandeur wrapped around me and in my mind. It felt like I was a king striding through his palace. And then I reached the room where my friends waited. Ethan, Phil, Luke, and Jake, lounging like nothing was wrong, laughing, teasing, grinning like they were still alive. And for a moment, I grinned too. I didn't know it was the last time I'd see any of them smile.
Hey,
Ethan called, his familiar grin cutting through the strange heaviness in the air.
you're never on time, are you?
His voice, warm and teasing, tugged at a smile from me, despite everything. Phil rolled his eyes.
Pretty sure we barely made it ourselves, so don't even start.
"Jake," Luke chimed in, nudging our host. "You should have called them an hour earlier. You knew they were going to show up late." "Yeah," Jake agreed, smirking. "Then they might have actually showed up on time, now that I think about it." I glanced around the room, spacious, with the massive four-postered bed dominating the center. My friends lounged on it like lazy royalty, their laughter bouncing off the high ceilings. It was a nice memory. I dropped onto the mattress beside Ethan, the fabric cool beneath my palms. "So, what are you guys talking about?" And before anyone could answer, Jake's uncle spoke from the doorway, his voice smooth but deliberate. "You guys should play hide and seek." And under normal circumstances, suggesting a game of hide and seek to a bunch of high school boys would have earned eye rolls or jokes. But his next words? silenced us. You'll hide. I'll find you. The winner gets a prize from yours truly. A gift. Now, that changes things. Maybe I judged him too harshly. The tension in my shoulders eased, just a little. Then I noticed Jake's smile never reached his eyes. It was like a mask, tight and unconvincing. But I brushed it off. Maybe I was overthinking things. Yeah, that's what it is. Just overthinking things. We all scrambled off the bed as his uncle announced. Go. I'll count to 100. Then I'll come looking for you. Hide good now. Try not to get caught, Jake added, his voice edged with something sharp.
Catching me in this giant mansion. Impossible.
Ethan grinned, stretching his arms. Yeah, let's see who wins, Luke added. The uncle's lips curled. Don't be so overconfident. I know this old building here better than the palm of my hand. I couldn't resist. Whoa, I'm pretty sure you don't know exactly how your hand looks. The others burst into laughter, except Jake. His expression stayed hollow, his fingers twitching at his sides, as if he was anticipating something. No, as if he knew something we didn't know. All right, start, the uncle barked, closing his eyes. Go hide! Oh, and don't let me find you. I always tried to tell him one day it'll backfire on him, but he didn't want to listen. The uncle's counting boomed through the halls. 98, 99, 100. Ready or not, I'm gonna get you. Silence, then footsteps. Heavy, deliberate. He was searching the second floor, his shoes thudding against the creaking floorboards. Suddenly, a laugh rang out. Phil's. But before the sound faded, a deafening bang split the air, like a gunshot. You. My muscles tensed, ready to bolt, but Ethan's hand shot out, gripping my wrist.
Could be a trap.
He hissed, but it was too late. The footsteps halted, then running, fast, frantic, down the passage, down the stairs, straight towards us. Ethan's breath hitched. He didn't believe anyone could hear us from that far away. And I didn't either. So how could he have heard us? The uncle strode into the dining room, his polished shoes clicking against the hardwood floor. True to his nature, Ethan crept forward, trying to slip behind him. But the man, he, he, but, but the man whirled around with a natural speed. From my hiding spot beneath the table, I saw their legs twist in a macabre dance, then freeze. Then the sound punched through the air, and Ethan crumpled. His body hit the ground with a sickening thud. His face turned toward me, eyes wide and unseeing. Blood pulsed from the wound in his chest, a dark tie spreading across the floorboards, creeping towards my shoes. The metallic stench filled my nose, thick and suffocating. He's dead. Ethan is dead. My throat locked around a scream. I pressed my fist to my mouth, tasting salt and terror. The uncle didn't even kneel to check. He just stepped over Ethan's body, his shoes leaving scarlet prints as he walked away. Back to the hunt. Damn it. God damn it. I couldn't stay in that room. Not with Ethan's body cooling on the floor, his blood sticky under my shoes. Every breath tasted like copper in dread. I had to move. Crouching low, I slipped into the hallway, my knees trembling and breath shaky as I crawled toward the bathroom. The door was slightly ajar. Inside, I found Jake. Jake, the one who'd invited us all here, curled up in the bathtub like a frightened child, his face buried in his hands. "Jake!" I whispered, gripping his shoulder. "What the hell is happening?" He didn't answer, just rocked back and forth, his nails digging into his scalp like some sort of mental patient. Another gunshot cracked through the mansion. Luke's scream tore through the air, sharp, then abruptly silenced. Now it was just us. I shook Jake harder, my voice raw. "Tell me!" He looked up, tears streaking his face as he cried, uncontrollably loud. "I'm sorry! I'm sorry, man! I didn't mean it, I'm sorry!" His wails were too loud. Too damn loud. I barely had time to lunge behind the door before the footsteps came. Heavy, deliberate. The knob turned. Jake was still crying when the uncle appeared in the doorway. He didn't hesitate. The gun roared, and Jake slumped forward. After Jake was slumped over in the bathtub, the uncle continued to fire round after round into his body. And after the gun was empty, he threw the gun to the side. My legs gave out. I collapsed against the tiles, my vision swimming. The uncle wiped blood from his cheek with his sleeve, then smiled down at me. "Congratulations," he said, cheerful as a game show host. "You win!" I began to sob, seeing Jake slouched over in the bathtub, leaking from multiple holes in his body, his eyes lifeless as he stared into nothingness. Now, boy, stop all that crying," the uncle hissed. "Get up." I stood. The uncle pulled me into a hug before releasing me. "You won the game, son. You should be proud." I couldn't speak. My body was ice and fire, every nerve screaming. He leaned in, his breath reeking of gunpowder. "Nah, call your friends for a sleepover. Let's have a little fun." I opened my mouth to scream, but no sound came out. I just nodded. And now I stand in this man's living room, on the phone with two of my dearest friends, Jessica and Tim. "Hey guys, do you guys want to come over? Plant this huge party. It's going to be a blast." And that was Winner's Prize by Indtekina. If you enjoy, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends. With that being said, good night.